Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out LEA Labs, so let's crack on with it. So this first section is pretty straightforward. Stand in the blue sort of cylinder thing and shoot the blue guy. It will take his soul and feed the canister thing. I don't know what they are. And then same thing for the red one. I'm going to shoot his legs, get him to kneel down, and you want to make sure you get the last hit within the circle just so you get the souls. Now the next section is the Mannheim boss, and this is also going to be a fairly easy section. We did find that there is a little bit of a issue or a bug, like sometimes when we're killing one of the blue elites in one of the blue circle zones, we don't actually get anything for it and we have to wait for another one. So just bear that in mind. Hopefully they fix that. It's just something we've run this about 5 times at this point. And we did find that there was a couple of issues with that. So here I'm standing in the red circle, let's call it, shooting the red elite. And now I'm going to run over to the blue elite, and I'm sort of, you can sort of lead some of these elites over to friendlies, and you've got to wait for, sometimes you've got to wait for someone who's in the right circle to kill them. Now, using voice will definitely help out a lot in this fight. There is a bit of coordination that can sometimes be necessary to plow through some of this, but I'm sure everyone will be able to get this done with hopefully not too many issues. So pretty straightforward, just same as the first fight, except this time we've got to fight Mannheim in the middle, and he will be immune until we basically fill up all these tubs with whatever we're filling them up with, souls or whatever they are. And once you do that, you'll be able to blast through Mannheim. Now in this fight, I am using the Blobster for the heal. It can also help with curing some of the sanity on your HP bar. And I'm using a Predator with the memento pistol, and I also have a lot of a crit based build with some weak spot in there, just because you kind of have to with fast gunner with some of the mods. And then on top of that, I am using 3-piece renegade and 2-piece, I believe it's lone wolf. So that's my build that I'm running in here. I'm not going to go through everyone else's build. All I can say is one of my friends has a 3-star AR in here, which definitely helps us blast through this. So wait, this is what I mean. Like right now we're having issues. We're trying to wait for a new elite to come up, and that's why this is taking so long. Otherwise we would have had this done already. A bit unfortunate, we almost lost a couple of our team there. They weren't paying attention, but I accidentally popped down my blobby. I was going to try and throw it on them, but I wasn't really paying attention. I was thinking let's just get this boss down. And I didn't even realize I dropped my blobby there, so complete waste of my blobster there, but I'm sure it'll be absolutely a-okay. So now we should be able to destroy the boss, or at least damage him. So we're reloading, and we're gonna start blasting him away. I wasn't sure if I could, so here we go. Yeah, I can tell you I was a little bit confused when we had this issue where some of the elites just weren't feeding the tubes. I was just like, did we get it? Are we good? I don't know if we're good. Should we shoot the boss? I don't know. So here we are. We're absolutely going to be shredding this boss. I'm going to go down here, I think. I didn't expect the second waves to come, and they actually hit me while I was mid-air, so a little bit of ping issue there. I am rocking 116 ping. So we're going to get this down. If it goes into another phase, I'm just gonna basically, I mean, it's a rinse and repeat. We'll just skip and go to the next part. But basically, once this bubble is in, you have to go into the bubble so that you can destroy him. Otherwise you can't damage him. The bubble's just gonna soak up all your bullets. Pretty straightforward fight, to be honest. I don't think anyone should really have too many issues on this fight. So hopefully we can just finish him up and he doesn't go into a second phase. Good stuff. We've got enough damage to get that done. He can go into a second phase if I'm not mistaken. So be aware of that if you're low on DPS. So this section here, I'm not going to talk too much about this. It's extremely straightforward. You kill the flying creatures that are going to pop out here in a second. They're going to drop down a purple orb. You throw the purple orb on the giant, I don't want to say something, but giant blob on the floor. We'll go with a giant blob on the floor. It looks like that thing there that I'm looking at. Basically just throw it on there. There's 2 of them on each side. Get that done and we can move on to the next section. Okay, I just wanted to say on this very final section, when you hear that "come to mommy" because someone ran forward, everyone can actually leave the dungeon at this point. You can repair, rearm, get locked and loaded for this final section, and if the boss of the group just reinvites everyone and goes back to the gate, you can basically continue from where you left off. You would have seen that there would be a checkpoint. So if people have low ammo by this point, or they need to go and repair their equipment, you can definitely do it at this section. So here we are, the final section of LEA Labs, and to be honest, the coolest section for me at least. So the first part of this fight is just a boss burn. Just hit it as hard as you can, give it everything you got. In fact, I get a little zealous here and start pushing up on the boss, just basically because of range, and I was trying to get as much damage as possible. I am going to drop a few turrets down for a number of reasons. Turrets will actually give me my fast gunner. Now, I don't know why, I don't know if this is a bug, but they give me fast gunner. So it's quite nice to just have that proccing sometimes, and it can keep my stacks even through a reload, which is really nice. And that will basically keep my DPS up. Also, on top of that, they will distract some creatures for me, just relieving a little bit of pressure on us. So here we go. We're on the first immune phase of the boss fight, and here we split into 2 lots of 2. You could split one person on each of the circles, but if you haven't, if you're not all fully competent, then you know 2 is pretty ideal. You can have someone revive you right next to you if you need it, and cover you as well. So my wife is actually killing the oncoming little mobs, and I'm focusing down the elites and trying to spawn the big elites necessary to capture or secure or feed this circle or whatever it is. I don't understand it. I don't know how to explain it, but whatever that is, whatever we're doing here. So yeah, so that's pretty much what we're doing here, and we're going to be doing the other side too. I'm actually going to fast forward until we get to the boss burn phase, so let's do that. So here we are, we're finally at the next phase, so we're going to be doing the boss burn once again. Give it all you've got. I'm obviously aiming for the giant jelly on the top, as I need the weak spots to maximize my damage. When you're doing this phase, watch out for the flyers. That beam will absolutely shred anybody, so make sure that you are supporting your friendlies like I was there, keeping them alive, because there's not a lot they can do when they're getting beamed. So yeah, literally just a boss burn here, and then we should be on to the second phase. There are a couple of things you just want to be aware of with the second phase, and it's kind of hard because of the nature of shooting in this game, but really, to be honest, if you pay attention to the boss shooting up into the air, there will be these sort of like mortar strikes almost that will absolutely obliterate you if you like. Here it is. Look, speaking of the devil, there they are. Those will absolutely shred you. I'm in full legendary gear in this game, fully in this match, fully calibrated. I think I've got about 12,300 HP, and I'm not focusing on HP. I've got about that in this fight, and you can see how much damage that does. So definitely be aware of that. And basically what we're going to do is run through this entire the entire previous phase once again, but with the mortar strike thing that she does that will absolutely 100 to 0 you in a second. So I'm going to speed up here and we'll get on to the final part of it. And here we are on the final boss burn. So pretty much the same as any other boss burn that we've dealt with, except there are beamers that want to beam you, and also that mortar strike that will come down and heavily hit you. So a couple of things to think about when you're in here. If you die next to somebody, don't just instantly get up if you think that they can get you. One of you can, for example, use your adrenaline shot and then revive the other person. We are using the Blobster here, and you can actually help people get up with a bit more HP using the Blobster. We don't have Teddy. I could have farmed him, it's just been lazy. That would have been nice for this fight. So a couple of things I want to say about this fight before we close out. I think this is by far some of the best content in the game, and I just wish it was more than one thing. This piece of content here is just so fun and intricate. You have to think and work with your team. You know what I mean? Your builds and what you bring in can definitely relieve some of the tension that you have in here. Turrets aren't necessary, but why not bring them? Shields aren't necessary, but why not bring them? They definitely aid you and not take anything away. You can obviously do this without any of those consumables and drop down things, but just things to think about in the fight. I think doing this in a pug group, if people don't really know what's going on, can definitely be pretty rough, especially if you don't have the ability to sort of just backpack everybody. Let's just be honest. But outside of that, this fight is just really good fun, and I hope a lot of you guys out there are going to enjoy this fight and hopefully complete it. We just went straight in for like 5 runs. it was that fun for us. And that will conclude this video. I hope it helped you guys out. I hope it was informative, and hopefully it will relieve some of the struggles that some of you may have within the labs. Either way, cheers all for joining me. Thanks all for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one.